deliver impactful products. At Rise Next, she focuses on building intuitive, engaging platforms that empower individuals and organizations alike. As a speaker, Susan is known for her practical insight and ability to break down complex concepts into actionable strategies. Our work demonstrates how AI can revolutionize product management workflows, from automating repetitive tasks to driving smarter decision-making processes. Susan's mission is to inspire product managers and teams to embrace AI as a tool for innovation and growth, unlocking their full potential in today's rapidly evolving tech landscape. Thank you very much once again, Ms. Susan. Okay, so the topic for tonight's product session is leveraging AI to support product management workflows. Okay, so it's not news that AI is beginning to lead the world in right now, and that's why we have decided to bring this topic so that we will know how to be able to incorporate AI into product management. I hope we all have a good time tonight and we are able to learn. If you don't have your jotters and your pen with you, please do well to get it because we'll be learning a lot from tonight's session. Thank you very much. Miss Susan, please you can go ahead to share your screen.
All right. First of all, thank you for that introduction. Oh my gosh, I was just blushing. That's why I had to turn off my camera. Like, oh dear, oh dear. Anywho, okay, so let me just share my screen. Please let me know so you can see.
Okay.
So once you can see it, please just let me know.
Yes, we can see your screen now.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay, so I know that a very interesting introduction was read, but hi everyone, my name is Susan Akinrinsola. I am the founder of Rise Next. So Rise Next is a platform that bridges the gap between between your certifications and your next employment. So we are your after Enoverlab experience, right? So I've also been a product manager and I have worked with diverse teams, both locally and internationally. I enjoy building products. I have been an entrepreneur, so maybe that's where this whole product management thing came from. Anywho, so I have used AI ever since it came out. Okay, probably not ever since it came out, but lately it has become my passion to talk about it because I feel like there has been a stereotype on the subject matter. So we're going to be focusing today on leveraging AI to support product management workflows. So basically, in summary or in simple English, how you can use AI, which is also known as artificial intelligence, to simplify and help you reduce the amount of time you spend on repetitive tasks so that you can focus on the main goals of a product manager, which is to generate revenue for business and also solve user problem. Right. So that being said, let's get started. So why AI in product management, right? So this is from McKinsey in 2023 research that they did where they said product managers spend over 20 hours weekly on repetitive tasks, reducing time for strategy and innovation. So which means, it just means exactly what it says. And from what I said earlier, we spend a lot of time on things that can be automated, hence the use of AI. So why this matters? So manual workflows slow down decision-making process. So AI helps us save time, improve accuracy, and support innovation. I want to just make emphasis on AI is not meant to replace you. You're not supposed to go to AI and say, write me a PRD. Rather, you're supposed to draft and do the work yourself, then have it help you make it better and speed up the process. Right. So by the end of the session, my main goal is that you would know how to use AI to save time, prioritize effectively, and innovate faster. Another thing I want to mention is that I am a teacher. So this is going to be an interactive session. I would ask questions. You can, so because I cannot really, okay, maybe I can. Okay. All right, so I'll ask questions. You can drop your comments in the chat box so you can unmute. But I think before you unmute, please use the emoji, I don't know, the hand raising thing to raise up your hand. Okay, so this is the next part of the conversation. So AI-powered product management workflows. So we have the the discovery and ideation, we have the planning and prioritization, we have design and development, we have launch, monitoring, and feedback. So this is my assumption that majority of people on this call are product managers. Is that correct? So this is the time to start using the chat box or, the emoji section. Right, perfect. Okay, great. So I'm going to ask you questions. So because we have a few minutes, what is the role of a product manager in the discovery and ideation phase or stage? So please put that in the chat box, or you can unmute if you would like. If you'd like me to repeat the question, it's basically what is the role of a product manager in the ideation, in the discovery and ideation phase? Somebody, anybody? There are many things a product manager does. So I would first of all say that it will help with understanding if the okay, sorry, I was mixing it up in my head. Okay, so in the discovery and ideation phase, a product manager is expected to know what the issue is, especially when working with stakeholders, to know if the problem being brought on by the founders or the organization owners or stakeholders in context, right, is valid, right? So what else? Oh, thank you. Confirm viability of product. So this is in the discovery and ideation phase. So what does a product manager do in the discovery and ideation phase? So based from the English word itself, to discover, ideate, discover. So somebody says, oh, let's just have a remote option for workers on LinkedIn. So as a product manager, that is a discovery phase, right? So what are you expected to do? So I'm guessing most people here attend Enoverlab. Okay, probably not. Hopefully, if you are not, you should, because I've seen some of the courses. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, no one. Oh dear. You can unmute your mic. This is not just a long. I'm a teacher. I said it. I'm not here to do lecturing. We're here to converse and talk, right? So that I can know what you know, and also share what I know, so that we can exchange. Okay, so that I don't mispronounce the first one, I'm just going to say Akinrinsola said, in the discovery phase, a product manager helps identify opportunities that align with business goals. Okay, thank you. That is true. So let's move on to the planning and prioritization. So in the planning and prioritization stage, so this is moving past discovery, where we've already said, okay, we validated this problem is worth investing and having the company use human resources and money to do, right? So in the planning and prioritization phase, what does a product manager do? Somebody, anybody? You can drop it in the comment section, chatbot, or you can unmute your mic. Okay, probably I should give you some time for people to drop their comments. Okay, since no comment is coming in, so I would say helps create and update product roadmap. At least that's what the product manager should do during this planning stage and prioritization. So the product roadmap, you're also able to identify. So after you've identified the pain points, you're now prioritizing based on the word itself. In fact, I feel like the word itself tells you exactly what is expected to do. Can you please, okay. Is it, we have 30 something people on the call. I appreciate Shulamite. Oh my gosh, I got it right. Commenting, but I would like more people so that we can all go home with something. All right, so Shulamite said in the planning and prioritization phase, we write PRD, yes. Because the goal of this planning and prioritization is we've already agreed to move forward with the product, right? So this time we're just, I feel like this is where your project management skills come into play. So just ensure that everything is ready. Okay, so let's move on to the next stage. So the design and development stage. Anybody comment? So what is in general, not without AI, not with AI, just in general, as per say you're a product manager, my company wants to start designing and the development of their product. What am I expected to do? Somebody, anybody? Oh dear, oh dear, dear. Okay, I guess you're still typing. Okay, some people on the road. All right. So in the design and development stage, this is where your developers and designers are already building. So your job as a product manager is to ensure that everybody works together, to ensure that the design being done is in line with the requirements written. Okay, user research. Okay, design. Okay. Requirements gathering, overseeing the development team to ensure task is done. Thank you. And now the comments are coming in. Guys, this is just incredible. Okay, this is when collaboration team come together and a prototype or MVP is developed. Hmm. 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 Okay. A product manager, we work with engineers, designers to ensure they get their work done. Thank you very much. I really like the comments is coming up. And then in the launch stage, so what is a product manager? What do you as a product manager do in the launch stage? I mean, just the word itself. I mean, imagine a catapult and you just launch it. What does it do? What are you supposed to do? Okay, maybe I should define product management. You are the manager of the product. So in the launch stage, what are you required to do? Comments. I really like that the comments came in during the design and development stage. So in the launch. Because unlike project management, where you just look at the entire completion of the product development, you as the product manager, you're required to, in fact, the product is your baby. It goes beyond just it being launched, right? And okay, so somebody said testing in the launch. No, that's in the development. Okay, make sure the product is delivered and its intended goals. Yes. Release the product to its users after testing had been done. And apart, I even know Boko. Enoverlab is doing a great job. At the launch stage, we monitor products and also ensure our go-to-market strategy is working. Yes, draw marketing strategies to ensure the product meets the targeted audience. Yes, so we do all of this. And then let's move on to the last stage. So the monitoring and feedback. So monitoring and feedback, I feel like it's this stage is, every stage is important. So let me know over prioritize it. So what does the product manager do in the monitoring and feedback stage? We really have a few more minutes left. So comments, please, so we can move forward. Okay. All right. So monitoring and feedback. So we've already launched the product. It goes out well. So somebody said it goes out. People are already using it. We've had at least one user, right? So we're just checking to see if they're able to enjoy the product through surveys, questionnaires, define metrics to track. So I think that should be in the launch. They gather feedback from users, their pain points. See if, in summary, okay, let me read out more comments. We get feedback from users and see what to improve and iterate. Thank you. Ensure KPIs and metrics are met while also gathering feedback from users. Gather feedback. So basically, that's what we do. So from those feedbacks, we then start the entire cycle again, just to be sure that we are relevant to users. Because I mean, there's so many competitions out there. So in all of these phases we just mentioned, we'll be looking at them critically, which is why I just wanted to understand if you knew what these different phases were or meant. If I can see more comments coming in, please keep it coming. So AI transforms every stage. So it doesn't just stop at one stage. So it transforms every stage from ideation to post-launch analysis, reducing manual efforts and increasing impact. I must make emphasis that AI is to assist you, an assistant. It's not meant to do it for you from scratch. Moving forward, so looking at the discovery and ideation phase. So a major challenge under this phase, right, that a product manager can experience is overwhelming feedback. Right, so because remember we said in the ideation and discovery phase, we're doing surveys. I mean, the founders or CEOs or whoever, management has already told you we want this feature or we want this particular product launched. As a product manager, you cannot just go and build just because they say you should build it, right? You have to do your research. So you go out to do your surveys and you get thousands of responses or maybe hundreds of responses, and you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I analyze it? So while we've always had means of doing it, but it takes days, weeks, months sometimes to break it down. So you can use AI such as tools like Qualtrics and Monkey Learn would help you analyze customer feedback and cluster similar insights and surfacing trends. So even things that you would not even have noticed if you had done the research yourself, it just help you figure and navigate it out. Right. So an example would be what I just said. So a company analyzing 10,000 survey responses, they found 3 critical pain points. So the goal, because many customers have many issues, but like the main that you know that you can actually move forward with. So moving on to the next phase, which is prioritization and planning. All right. Again, I think we already mentioned what prioritization is. So from the word itself, you're prioritizing which of the many pain points the users have mentioned, right? And you're trying to plan it to ensure that whatever you're launching is relevant and is solving problem, which in turn would generate revenue for the organization, or at least help build user base, right? So a major issue product managers experience in this stage is deciding which feature to prioritize, especially when you're working with a startup. Oh my gosh, because I mean, less money, or not even just startups, depending on the organization. So limited resources, it could be human resources, it could be money, basically. So a solution a product manager can use, or an AI tool we as product managers can use, is product board. I don't know if you've ever heard of product board. So if you've heard of any of these tools, or if you've used them, just put an emoji in the comment section as I mentioned it. Right. So product board would help you score features by customer value, so technical visibility and business impact. So for instance, a fintech company reduced prioritization meetings by 30% with AI-backed ranking. I mean, if you've ever tried doing prioritization without AI, I mean, you know that it's not just a one meeting kind of thing. It's not even a one sitting kind of thing, right? But with the use of product board or any other similar tool, you can do this within minutes, or let's say a few hours maximum. Right, so let's move on to the next stage. So we have the prototype and development. So just like it says, prototyping and development. At this point, the designers have done the designing, with everybody has agreed, stakeholders have agreed, and the design team, they've already started coding, right? So your job as a product manager, one major issue we experience is iterating on designs quickly. I mean, I feel like they're product managers here, right? So have you had, at least I personally have had issues going back and forth with designers. No, this is not the feature. This is not how we want it to look like. Please redo it. Back and forth. Please redo it. Please redo it, right? So, and this is a real life story that happened. I think even yesterday, I had the team do prototype. This is the design team, mind you, to help with the way we wanted our landing page for Rise Next to look like. We are working on that. And the developer just sent me a link saying, oh, I just used AI to generate this one. We can pick ideas. And it was so good. Oh my gosh. I was like, this is so amazing. All you just have to do is just change the domain name and that's it, because it was so good. And it keeps on getting advanced, right? It does not ease out designers, or no, we cannot do that. Right. So tools that you can use would be Figma AI, right? And Uzi, I used to call it Uzad, but it's UIZad. I think I'm mispronouncing it. Again, remember, if you've used any of these tools, put a thumbs up or anything similar, or any emoji. So Figma AI will help you generate design suggestions based on user input. Then use UIZad would convert wireframes or sketches into ready-to-use mockups. One thing I love about having to put this together was I got to even discover even more AI tools that I can try personally, and I look forward to actually trying. So moving forward, so we're now looking at the launch and marketing portion of this stage. So one major challenge a product manager would experience, because remember, the launch and marketing, it means that everybody, the stakeholders, the developers, the designers, everybody, the customer support, everybody in the organization has said the product is perfect, it's good to go, let's take it out. We've already done beta testing, A/B testing, all of that, right? So here we work with the marketing team. Startups, sometimes as a product manager, you might become product marketing manager while also being the product manager, right? So a tool like HubSpot AI, which I will definitely be using more often, would help you analyze campaign performance and recommend personalized messaging for future launches. So, because so earlier this evening when I was supposed to be preparing for this meeting, I was on Instagram and I saw a post where somebody was saying that, oh, on Duolingo, she did not take her test for 2 days or 3 days, and the icon on her phone showed a sad face. And people in the comment section was just saying, oh, yes, that's so true. And they were now talking about the emailing campaign that Duolingo will send them saying, oh, failure smells, or like giving up or something, just to insult but tease the person so that they can go, not in an insulting way, technically insulting, but fun and exciting. And people tend to go back. It was just a very interesting comment section. I wished I had attached a screenshot. Anyway, so an example would be Duolingo. Right. And the last but not the least is feedback and monitoring. Getting a product out there is a huge milestone, but it does not end there, because again, you have to ensure that your product is adding value. Hence the role of a product manager in the feedback and monitoring stage. Your job does not end when the product is launched. That is a project manager, like I said earlier. So you have to use different tools, which I think many companies already use different tools to do this. But AI in this context can come in and play a huge role. Tools like Amplitude, right, would help you identify engagement bottlenecks and predict user churn based on behavioral patterns. So a Shopify store can use this and see like, oh, when a user gets to this place, they either log out, mostly because there are too many things that pop up that prevents them from getting to the buy now section, or too many questions, right? So these tools just help you cut down unnecessary things that users don't need, or identify it basically. Yeah, so a real world case scenario. So how many of you here use Spotify? Just put in the comment section. Spotify, do you use Spotify? Yes, okay, great. Any other person? I use Spotify. At least I just finally paid. Okay, I didn't pay. They gave me free trial for their premium feature. I prefer to use YouTube Music. I just don't know why. So I use Spotify. I think I downloaded it last year, and at the end of the year, there was this rage all over in Instagram, an Instagram daily, right, where people were showing their wrapped session. Did you guys get that? For people who do, did you get the wrapped, right? What was your thought about it? It was because most people were saying it's so detailed. It's like they know me, and people were just come. It was all over Instagram, Twitter as well, right? So I actually had to do some research on that. And it turns out they have two AI features that they implemented for both the podcast and for the music, which was why they could tell you what you were listening to every single month. Imagine as a product manager, you have to sit down there and start manually deciding, okay, this person, for all of the millions of users they have, I mean, it's not feasible, but AI helps you speed up that process. So that's the illustration. I don't think I have to read this. So that's one of the real life situations. And even for my product, well, never mind. I think I have explained it, but I was going to say even for my products, we're trying to see how we can just use AI to simplify many of the processes. So moving on to key tools that I would like to share. I have more of this that I'll share at the end of the event of this session. So for workflows, for feedback analysis, like I mentioned, we can use Qualtrics for clusters and surface customer insights. So for prioritization, we can use product board for data-driven feature prioritization. For prototyping, we can use Figma AI or UIZAD, which will help speed up design iterations. And analytics, we can use Amplitude, which will help prediction and optimize features. I remember when I was struggling with, because I know that there's this thing with being a product manager, actually in the beginning phase, somebody was telling me, oh, as a product manager, you have to know how to do wireframes and all of that, which is true, mind you. But I was struggling because I'm not an artist. And they said, oh, you don't have to be an artist. But in fact, I think even my handwriting self tells you that this person should just be using computer, right? So I'm just very grateful that we have more tools like this that would help me bring my ideas to life, which I think you can try out. So over to you. Right. So just think about your current workflow as a product manager, right? So what is one repetitive task AI can help you handle tomorrow? I mean, it's already late, so I can't say today. So tomorrow. So which of these phases or something like, or even the area you currently are in your product that you're working on? Okay, so just think about it. You don't have to drop it in the comment section. And then the next question, this is like a food for thought question here. So what stage of your workflow could you most benefit from AI in general? So the key takeaways, which brings me almost towards the end of this, I don't know what to call this, the conversation. This is a conversation, right? So AI would help with efficiency. So it will save time by automating repetitive tasks like reporting, scheduling, all of that. It will help you make better decisions, right? So it will help provide insight from large data sets to make data-driven decisions. Enhance collaboration. So AI will help streamline communication and task tracking for teams. And finally, it is an innovation catalyst, which emphasizes what I was trying to say. It is not here to replace you or do the work for you. You have to do the work yourself and then let it assist you. So that's what a catalyst is. So AI tools empower product managers to innovate faster and smarter. So you can just scan this here. I think I have up to 20 tools that I listed here. And yeah, so that brings me to the end of my presentation, I guess. Should I call it presentation? I don't know. End of this conversation. And thank you for listening. I would be happy to take your questions. I didn't do like a slide for Q&A, but I hope this has been interesting and not just been a boring lecture. I don't like to do boring lectures. It's so, who likes boring lectures? I can see the claps coming in. When I said drop comments, it did not drop. Okay, never mind. Thank you for the claps. Okay. All right, so over to you, Favor. I hope I got the name right. I hope I did.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Susan. That was an insightful session, and I'm happy it was actually interactive and people dropped their comments.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time. Yeah, so please, you can let the questions start coming in. I'm sure we have questions. Please let the questions come in. You can raise your hand you can raise your hand to talk, or just drop your question in the chat session. It's not possible for us not to have questions. Please don't be shy. Feel free to ask your questions.
Okay, so while we are thinking of questions, so I did listen to some of the past sessions, and I want to say that people are enjoying in this year Enoverlab, because I already told, I'm not sure who I was speaking to, I can't remember her name, but I told her that I would join future sessions because people are just enjoying, especially there's this guy, let me go and check for me in the list of people. A second. That I think he talks, oh Father Lord. It's so sad that I can't remember his name. And I saw him join earlier today. Anyway,
Joseph?
I think I know him by the surname more.
Okay. Is it Okpanachi Joseph or what?
It's a Yoruba name.
Yoruba name, okay. Wow.
He's a speaker. He speaks a lot for Enoverlab.
Oh, is it Olabanji Willa?
Olabanji, yes. Like his sessions are usually very therapeutic. It's like, I'm giving you fatherly advice. It's usually, I think we're enjoying Enoverlab in summary. So that is what I have to say.
So it's actually the founder of Enoverlab, so it's good.
You could sense the passion and just like the feel. So you can pass my comments to him. Just know that it's doing.
All right, I will.
Okay.
Okay, so we have one question already in the chat session. Please let the questions keep coming in. Let me read it out so everyone can hear. Okay, so Ojema is asking that what is the possibility of the AI tools not making the skills of product managers redundant in the next decade to come?
Okay, so that's a very good question. I think this question was one of the things I wanted to use as my opening line. I don't know if you ever attended, so I'm a Christian, and I remember growing up, I used to hear comments like, oh, having television in your house is from the devil, or having computer would replace, like, I mean, there were just all these controversies, right? So in my opinion, it's almost the same thing like AI. And now everybody has a TV. I go and see all those people that were saying don't have a TV, don't have computers because it's here to replace people and attack people and all of that. It's like that. So, which is, I think, the essence of this session is to know how to optimize it and not be lagging behind, right? When it takes over. So to answer the main question, how will you make your skill redundant? I don't think it can, because while machine learning is doing exactly that, learning from you, it needs you to continue to learn. It cannot learn outside of you. It's not all sufficient, because human beings, while they may seem predictable, are not predictable, right? So they need you to know what to do. And AI is just here to assist. It cannot make your work redundant. The people I might fear for might be the UX designers, which again, even if AI tries to be as perfect, it cannot take away the human factor, because you know when, I mean, have you not seen all those, oh my gosh, LinkedIn people will harass you. So have you gone to LinkedIn and you'll be saying, I want to, like, you'll be seeing all those posts where you'll be like, wow, this person knows English. You can always, at least I can always differentiate when somebody generates their writing from AI than when they write it themselves, or when they use AI to amplify. It's very easy to know, right? So in summary, to answer your question, if I hope I have, but the goal is to know that it is here to assist you. It cannot override you, mainly because you are human, which means that you think in ways that AI cannot predict most of the time. So it can try, but it cannot overrun you. So I don't know if we have any. Okay, for product analysts, what AI tool would you suggest? So I have a list. You can just scan this thing and see. And if any of the ones on that list you see does not work for you, I mean, use ChatGPT. Hi, ChatGPT. I am a product analyst. What tools can I use? But I'm sure that you, from one of the 20 tools I kept on this Notion page, you should see one that would work for you. Does that help, Shulamite? I hope it does. Any
Okay,
other questions?
thank you very much, Susan. Please, if you still, there's still time, we still have time, so you can still drop your questions if you have. And we would also love to hear your voices, so you can unmute your mic and just ask your questions.
Mhm.
Okay, so Ruben is asking if this AI is free or paid.
As a product manager, what do you think? Mr. Ruben, as a product manager, what do you think? So, okay, let me just answer. So, many of them would have a freemium subscription model. So, which means they will give you access to free ones, like ChatGPT, to be free. But if you want to use more features, then you have to pay. Do you get? Did that answer your question? Yes, it answered your question.
Okay, okay. Abigail, please, you can go ahead to unmute yourself and speak.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask, can you use AI, especially ChatGPT, to draft your PRD?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But again, remember I said you would do the work and it will help you make it better. Do you get it? So instead of saying, hey ChatGPT, write my PRD for me, you would draft it yourself first, and then, because AI only works with information that it has, or it searches, and now that ChatGPT has access to the internet, it will be giving you information from other people's products, right? That might not be tailored to what you're already doing. That's why at the end of ChatGPT will say AI can make mistake, or ChatGPT can make mistake. So ensure that you do your work yourself. Do the draft, objective. These are the things I have in mind, and share it. What are your thoughts? I like to do that a lot. This is what I have. What are your thoughts and suggestions? What do you think I should improve or make better? Right? That's something I like to do. But yes, you can. Hmm. Well, I have shared the slides with. I have to go and check for her name because she has been very sweet.
Grace, that spoke to you.
Is you? Was
Grace,
it you?
Grace.
Okay, yes,
No,
yes.
not me.
I've seen it. I've seen it. I shared the slides with Grace, but I don't know what I mean, you can always ask for it from Grace, right? Or
Okay.
I don't know, what should I do? I have the slides. I would share with Grace and she'll make it available to you, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's better. She'll make it available.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think we do not have any further question. Okay,
I'm
so in
glad.
the absence of any other question, we will call in tonight's product session here wrap. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on today's session. Thank you, Ms. Susan, for coming on board and for impacting us with this loads of knowledge. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Bye everyone.
Okay, so let's say good night, and I hope we all enjoy the rest of the weekend. Okay. Good night, everyone. Okay.